start.
Okay, so terrible death knell just rang out, and I'm going to say Haley is going to be smart enough to suggest that she immediately needs to get to the loudspeaker for this outpost and give some very loud prayers for the soldiers here. So Haley's going to run off to go and do that. Now, as I understand it, Tyrion basically ran up right after the gonging of the bells ended, while Shelby is just sort of having her moment. So her Synesians, Shelby, I'm afraid that will not be a success. Now, did you want to re-roll that or not? Okay. Well, you could also attempt to lash out in general. You won't have a specific target, but you can still attempt to just sort of lash out in the war. Just before you make any roll or commitment here, Shelby is knowledgeable enough to know that this sort of shit is not tolerated by the Sakana. You don't go around provoking the warp. It's not generally a smart idea. Indeed. Okay. Give me another Synesians. Oh, God, you suck at being aware. Are you going to say that or not? Okay. I'm now going to roll a willpower versus. Shelby will feel that her efforts in the warp have attracted certain forces, but she will be able to repel them. But, well, she doesn't have a clear understanding of those forces, but this part of the planet is now rife with warp energies. This entire area feels rather unstable now. Yeah. At the moment, it's not interfering with your attempts to roll for power usage, but in the future it might, depending on how turbulent the ambient warp signature gets. It is also growing rather steadily, so you could also tell the general vicinity of those warp energies as being that great big tower up on the escarpment. Again, you can't get much more detail than that just because of how ugly it is. Yeah. I guess you could say it's kind of like sitting at the bottom of a river trying to look at the sun up in the sky and trying to look at the clouds near the sun. You're not going to get a very clear image. But yeah, in any event, oh, there's something else. Nope. Okay. Tyrion, you approach.
Oh.
You remember that she is in her paranoid state, though.
Right. I don't think she's going to do anything. I mean, her reaction would be to go inside and find Grace at this point and not deal with.
Okay, so Tyrion's not going to hang around to see the aftermath here?
Nope, she's dead PDF and doesn't want to deal with it.
Sorry, it's a lot of reverb.
She doesn't want to deal with the outside problem. She figures there's bigger problems overall that need to be dealt with now that she's heard the bells ringing.
Okay, so Tyrion's going to disappear inside. Krios, at this point, will you shut off the tank or no?
Yeah, he'll get out of the tank. He'll lock it as well.
Okay. When you get out of the tank, you'll find Mathris huddled up in the fetal position at the back end of the tank.
Well, that's unfortunate, but I'm gonna see if I can walk into the base.
Like the actual building, or are you going to stay out in the yard with the others?
They can handle this, or at least they can do much worse than I could even add to. So I'm just going to go inside and try and find Lynn.
Okay. Alexandra, Vern, you guys, I'd say, would be able to be in eyesight now of the scene that's unfolded.
Okay.
And actually, both of you, just give me quick awareness rolls to see if you see Mathris hiding at the back of the tank.
Nope. Although that back of a tank looks quite sexy.
Alexandra, you can see Mathris at the back behind the tank, just sort of huddled up next to what would be the fuel compartment, basically hugging his knees to his chest.
Hammond? I can't even, wait. Manus? I want you to get him inside.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Actually, you know what? That bell also screwed with their heads a bit, so give me a command roll.
Okay.
See if you can get them to snap to attention.
The butlers, they better fucking listen. Ooh.
Are you going to fake that or not?
I'm trying to see here. That is that plus command. I think I only have command 1. Do I have talented command? It's kind of close.
You have command plus 20, so it will be a success, but it is a 55.
Well, we've already done enough stuff to tease all the other ones. Let's bring in more gods. Let's bring the whole group in.
Mister, I don't like your attitude.
Not confirmed. So they will bow and obey and will... Well, I'll give them first a fellowship to see if they can lead him. They can't. So they're going to have to literally drag him inside. And where do you want them to lead him to?
Just find a place to camp out, like a safe place to take him.
All right. Amarnius has been on the base for a while. He'll give or take be able to... Whoops, no, you two are not mating. God damn, this thing is all leggy and crap. Oh, there we go. And they'll go find a place to camp, as you said. So... as Vern and Alexandra approach, Talia will look to Shelby and say, well, she'll gulp, she'll nod, and she'll look back at the commissar, and she'll have the presence of mind to ask, what were these men being executed for? The commissar stiffens his shoulders and kind of, stands upright, saying, each of them were judged in the past, and given your team's earlier orders, I was lenient. These 5, however, were such extreme cases, I deemed death to be the only suitable means to end their reign. That one in particular was worshiping some idol, which I had promptly destroyed when it was discovered. Now, however, I think perhaps we should have documented it for your purposes. It seems it may be related to what just transpired. Looks like Jess is sending me a private message.
Also, this would be the first time the Commodores ever met Shelby.
Okay. Just give me a scrutiny roll. Oh well. Talia would respond to the connoisseur saying, no, I can imagine what it was. That it's a good thing it was destroyed and there was no records of it. I imagine the other four, you'll say quite specifically that continuous dereliction of duty, attempted murder of the commanding officer, the theft and sale of military items to civilians for the fourth time today, and the fourth, I can't think of something off the top of my head, but it'll just be more really extreme crimes. I'm sorry that I lost my GM views there.
That's all good.
So, Vern and Alexandra, you'll be able to approach basically as soon as the commissar finishes rambling off the other offending crimes.
Okay. When Vern gets to the situation, he will ask, what the heck happened? What's the situation? Since Talia was kind of not answering earlier.
So Talia will look to the commissar and say, probably best to burn that body where it lay. Deal with the others as you wish. We need to speak privately. She'll say as she turns to look to Vern and Alexandra, then look to Shelby with kind of a oh dear fuck look in her eyes.
What?
Talia will motion to inside the building.
Very well. I assume it's not good.
So we'll just go to that same office you guys had commandeered in the past. And
Okay.
You know what? The hell, they'll already have Marnius in there. Sorry, Mathris in there. Marnius as well, obviously. Haley will still be getting to her location. Krios, you were just wandering on in. Is there anywhere in particular you were going to go?
Yes, I want to go to the medical bay. I assume that is where Lynn will be.
Okay, so give me your navigation of tech corridors with a plus 20 because it's kind of laid out for you. Yeah, you know exactly where to go. There's these colored arrows basically that are standard issue on all of these mobile buildings that you've been stationed in the past. You follow the color coding and eventually find your way to here.
And what is Lynn's state?
Just 1 second before we get to that. Tyrion, where were you going to go?
To find Grace.
How were you going to find her?
Probably ask around to any PDF or any other person in the corridor who I think might know and hope they actually know.
Right, you give me an inquiry roll. The people here seem awfully distracted by the bell that was ringing. Even though they were inside the building, they could still hear it as if it were, no walls in the way.
Well,
They all seem very shaken.
regardless, she's going to go to the medical bay because she needs some medical attention. So she's going to go and look for that and hope she finds Grace on the way.
Okay. So you've been there before, you'll know where to go.
Yep.
So basically you'll be right ahead of Krios because you did head in just before. So you guys will be in the same place. Since the group's basically divided in two, we'll flip a coin. One will be Team Talia, two will be Team Medbay. Team Medbay. So Lynn's present condition, let me see how many hours has it been. All right. What's Lynn's toughness? 51. Okay. Ooh. Okay. At this point, Lynn's kind of in a fevered state. Good news, at least, it's not going to be permanent. But, yeah, what happens when intelligence? Sorry for the delay. I am just looking for intelligence. Okay. Yeah, so presently, Lynn appears to be unconscious.
Is there a nurse or medical professional around?
Yes, indeed. Corporal M, to say short, is presently tending to various wounded and does occasionally check on Lynn personally.
Is she currently doing anything crucial?
Brooke, give me a quick roll for triage.
Oh, I should impersonate the right character, shouldn't I? You've got to be kidding me.
Can I not roll for myself?
So this role is just to see what she's up to at the moment. Okay, so at the moment she seems to be attending to some minor injuries as far as Krios is concerned. Maybe some training accidents or something. People with lacerations of some sort.
I'll quickly say, would I know what her rank would be? Like, would it be obvious she's a corporal?
Yeah. Yes, the corporal logo would be on the side of her jacket.
Excuse me, Corporal, do you have a moment?
Sure. I mean, should say yes.
Well, she doesn't know who this tech priest is or where he came from.
Oh, that's a good point. Have we met before?
No, I am an associate of Sergeant Walsh here. Is her condition critical?
The answer is yes, out of character, right?
It's about half an hour ago. She went unconscious. Her vitals are stable. You don't have the present technological means to do something like a CAT scan, though. So you wouldn't be able to say, for sure if there's any sort of brain damage. She is running a high fever, though. So you're keeping her hydrated and monitoring her condition.
But VT said she would stay back to Krios.
Thank you, Corporal. I will leave you to your business. And I will leave.
Leave entirely or checking on Lynn leave?
Well, I can do my own Medicaid check, but it's not great.
Your intelligence score is fucking massive.
Okay, fair enough. Good point, well made.
Yeah, so you can confirm that this doctor is not a hack. What she was saying is accurate as far as you can tell. There's some sort of intravenous fluid bag that seems to be ripping into Lynn's arm. Lynn is unconscious, drooling a bit down the side of her cheek. You could attempt to wake her if you want, or will you just leave her be?
I will leave her be. It seems that rest and maybe a priest is the best thing she needs.
Sorry.
I say priest not because she's dead, but because Nurgle. And I can't logic Nurgle away. I would like to.
And I think you guys instructed to keep her isolated, right?
I did indeed.
Right. So retconning that will say, well, yeah, they would have put her in isolation of like those plastic Ziploc rooms. So you can observe her through the plastic.
Cool. Then yeah, we can do someone else first, but Krios is then going to try and find the command structure.
Okay. So, Tyrant, you were also in the med bay. What were you up to?
She wants medical attention because she's still at 0 wounds.
She had been treated by doctors, though, in the recent past. So she can have someone else take a look at her. So go ahead and give me a... do you want this medical treatment for free, or are you going to pay?
I don't think I have... Do I have any money? I don't even know anyone.
Yes, you presently have 2,090 credits.
Oh, well, then she'd be willing to pay because she doesn't want to go into that other tower in her current state if she can avoid it.
Okay, and are you going to haggle the price or just pay 300 thrones?
Just pay the thrones.
Okay, so you're now at 1,790.
And you want me to roll Medicaid?
Nope, because basically it's just going to be, in general, nurses and the doctor will tend to you when the opportunity arises. You are going to be in the med bay for a while, though, while the medical operations are being done.
Okie dokie.
Okay. So while Krios is walking through the hallways and Kieran is being medically treated, we'll go over to Talia, Vern, Alexandra, Shelby, Mathras, Marnius, and Hammond. And so
Okay.
Talia will start off by sighing and looking to Vern, and then looking to Shelby, biting her lip a little, and will say, Shelby says the tower has just gone critical as far as the immaterium is concerned.
Huh?
So the bells, the ringing of the bells is not a good thing.
Well, I already knew that. But what was the old ruckus at the outside with the commissar?
What now?
What was all the ruckus at the outside with the commissar?
Oh, that's related, it seems. last one they executed, it was the moment he died that the bell started ringing. And he was brought before the firing squad on crimes of worshiping a false idol. The idol was destroyed, and the commissar said there are no photos or records of what it looked like. He apologized for that, but I have a pretty good idea. I know what that idol is like.
Taking account the ringing of bells, I can guess. I never thought it would be this far spread already.
She'll look to Shelby, and then she'll look to Mathras. Emperor bless you, Shelby, for having such strong will. What else can you sense?
Is she sensing something? I will ask Talia.
Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and describe what Shelby is aware of, then. Shelby never ceases to amaze me with how much willpower she has, but how little perception and synesthesia she possesses.
Okay.
Well, nah, go. I was just going to say a silly joke.
To be secret, you may as well send it in map routes. Sorry, what was that, Fungi?
Nothing.
Okay. I don't know what those bells meant. You two apparently do, but it's clearly not a good sign. How badly screwed over did our previous chances of succeeding now get?
She said that it's building, so it's the sooner we strike, the better, obviously. She'll look to Shelby and sort of motion with her hands. Can you give us a rough image? Like, is it this big? She'll start with like small fist size. This big, she'll put her hand past her shoulders. How quickly are we talking here? There's no question. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that your message had sent. Sorry. I can't tell, but if I were to hazard a guess, I'm guessing there's a lot of demonic presence there. I can't work. And that was only to Talia. Okay, so give Talia quick willpower as well. Yeah, she'll keep it together. And she'll look to the others and say, "Where's Haley?"
I think I saw her running off toward the comm room after the hotel bell ringing.
Oh, Joe, you back? Joe? Oh. Okay. So, Joe, I'm just going to say out of character, what happened is Haley, after hearing the bells, ran inside the outpost with the determination that she needed to start getting prayers played over the loudspeakers which is what's just about to happen now. So if you could just give me a roll for your Imperial Creed, we'll see how accurate and helpful her prayers are. Okay, so yes, you all start hearing Haley's voice. And she is basically reciting in High Gothic, very loudly, very sternly, that faith in the Emperor shall defend us. Faith in the Emperor is our shield. Faith in the Emperor is our sword. We shall fight back against the iniquity of the darkness without, and we shall purge the darkness within and come out triumphant. And on and on and on she goes. Sound about right for Haley, Joe? Okay. Yeah. Vern, you received a private telepathic message from Shelby. Have you read it in Skype?
Just reading it. Vern will look at Shelby and say, is it that urgent or can it wait?
Talia is following in Haley's prayers at the moment. She's kneeling and praying. Alexandra,
Okay.
would you command your men to do the same or what?
I'm pretty sure that the butlers on their own would probably start doing it themselves if they saw all this stuff going on.
No, they're waiting on your command, so they are looking to you a little anxiously.
She's gonna wait for them to go ahead.
Okay. So we've got 3 people praying in the room at the moment. Shelby, now's your opportunity if you want to exploit it. At the moment, Talia is praying. She's kneeling on the ground with her head bowed and her hands folded in the sign of the Aquila. The Marnius Hammond are doing the same. So if Shelby wants to do something without Talia noticing, now might be the opportunity.
Okay, and Vern would follow Shelby.
Okay, Alexandra, are you praying as well? Are you going to follow? Waiting on Talia? What's Alexandra up to?
She's just gonna follow Vern and Shelby. Curious about what's going on. They seem to be the more knowledgeable people at Access right now.
Vern will turn around towards Alex and say to her, sorry, I do believe this is a confidential conversation.
She's speaking through your head. I don't think there's a way for me to listen in.
I don't know if you haven't noticed, but I'm talking to you, using my voice. You can listen to that. So, if you wouldn't mind. And Vern will continue going outside.
Is Alexandra going to be the fly in the ointment or what?
No, she's not going to rock the boat yet.
Okay. So you two can start doing texty chatting there. Krios, you already succeeded on your past navigation roll, so you'll be able to follow the lines yada, yada, yada. And basically, the command center and the communication center are one and the same. You'll be able to find your way to where Haley is basically speaking into the loudspeaker. And there are 2 high-ranking members very close to her in this room. They don't have their masks on right now. If you put your cursor over them, you'll see what their faces look like.
And they both have masks on, you say?
No, they do not have their masks on. So if you put the cursor over their token, you'll see what their faces look like.
Okay. Could you remind me what the PDF general is called? I should remember this, but I don't.
The PDF general is Bridgeworth.
Sorry, there was bonging in your background. Could you say again?
Yeah, Bridgeworth.
Oh, Bridgeworth, right. I will walk up to the pair of them. I will nod respectively. I don't fucking know what army salutes. Well, I probably do, but I'm not army. And say, I have been in contact with General Bridgeworth. I believe you are expecting me. My name's Krios.
The lieutenant commander will nod his head, smile rather awkwardly, saying, very good, glad you returned, although it seems like a second too late with what just happened. But, well, she's already calming the soldiers down. That much is good. Yes, sorry, you said your name was Krios. Yes, the tech priest, yes. How may we serve?
Did Bridgeworth tell you of the plan we organized together?
He says they're still working on the plan, just that we are expected to cooperate with you fully once the orders for the deployment are sent down, and that we should be expecting some additional Imperial Guard armor to be sent by boat.
Yes, you will be receiving 12 additional units of armor, 7 Hellhounds, 1 Lehman Russ, and it would be, is it 5 Medusas? No, 6 Medusas.
Nope.
I can't count. It was, look, numbers,
14
okay?
total.
Yeah, so 7 Hellhounds, 6 Medusas, and 1 Lehman Russ. And there is an additional Lehman Russ at the entrance to your base. These are all for the offensive we will engage in as soon as we can.
Excellent. Please apologize. I'm learning that you're members of the Inquisition has been rather staggering, to say the least. That we are going to be demolishing the Whitehead Tower, as I understand it.
That is the end goal, yes. Of course, things are never easy. There's always complications, as I'm sure you professionals know and are far too familiar with. There is a member of the Inquisition we must extract from the tower first. My team and I will insert ourselves within the tower and essentially rescue them, while your forces, and hopefully some forces of the, or at least with the aid of the guard, be it just their tanks or some additional troops, I don't know, take out their anti-air and hopefully push forward and do some damage to the tower. Once we have left, or at least sent message that we have failed, you are to make every effort possible to bring that settlement to the ground.
Very good, sir. Far be it from me to question these sort of orders. How long should we wait until we do not hear from you before we commence with that routine?
I will send message once I am in the tower with that time period. If you do not hear back from me, like if you don't hear me send that message, assume an hour.
1 hour from when you depart the base.
1 hour from my company and I lifting off from the base. Or at least touching down. If you can see that, I'm not sure if you will be able to.
Alrighty. And The lieutenant commander will then motion towards Grace Sire, who is one of her emblems says sergeant, although she has sort of a makeshift promotion that says field commander. And he will point towards her and say, "This is Sergeant Grace Sire. There's a field commander, Grace Sire. She will be responsible for deployment of ground forces in your coming offensive. I must remain here to continue with the work that the general has assigned me."
Would it be inappropriate of me to ask what that role would be?
I have been instructed that I must continue to put bodies in the ground as before, and apparently I will be reprimanded for delays that have occurred in the past few days.
And a lieutenant commander is needed for this. Brilliant, brilliant. That's. I'm sure you will carry out your duty with great efficiency and success. Field commander, a pleasure, I'm sure.
She'll step forward. She'll offer to shake your hand, but then retract it awkwardly, kind of realizing you're technically she's not supposed to shake your hand.
Well, Krios will smile and extend his hand.
And she'll awkwardly extend her hand again and tentatively shake.
Oh yeah, body contact, basically first base. Do you have any plans for this offensive?
Sure, we were waiting on the tactics and strategy to be sent down from the general.
Any idea how long that will take?
They said that the orders will be coming in at the same time that the vehicles will be arriving. She'll look to the lieutenant commander, who will answer for her, saying by sundown tomorrow at the absolute latest.
Well, we cannot push without that armor, but that is potentially an incredibly long time. But we have to work with what we've got. Do you have any up-to-date maps of the area?
Absolutely. She'll motion over to the command center, basically, where there's extensive maps and data.
Brilliant. Are there enemy positions on this?
Actually, just a short while ago, we received some updates on that, thanks to Sergeant Lynn. If you zoom out on the map, you'll see,
yes.
Let's see here. So you've got, starting from the east and going west, you'll see some various tokens. You've got infected horde.
Yes, I see them all.
Okay, so infected horde would be reported. There was some what looked to be civilians, although they were not in any good condition. According to one of our specialists who accompanied Lynn on the mission, they looked rotten, frankly. She said she had to find all her strength not to vomit in her gas mask.
And this is an escarpment, correct?
Yes.
How high is the elevation?
100 meters.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Why is that?
Well, that gives their artillery much greater range.
Indeed. Carrying on, there was a couple of suspected and confirmed encampments. Those are what those red and black icons are. We also have last known location of 2 enemy Hydra. We do not know if they've been moved since Lynn and Scout returned. Those were their locations while they were scouting. Proceeding further, according to Lynn, she totally destroyed the one Medusa that was positioned inside a parking garage for a hospital.
Well, assuming my knowledge of 40k tanks is equal to that of the rules in this game, my recommended plan would be to send the Hellhounds tearing forward as they are fast vehicles and trying to essentially blitz up the escarpment while our Medusas get into range as soon as possible, and the Medusas simply must take out the other Medusas. I would like the Hydras to be taken out first, but with that extra elevation, they could really be a pain. Once the Medusas are down, all vehicles must make it their, or all forces must make it their number one priority to take out those Hydras.
Okay. She'll look to the lieutenant commander, who will be off doing his paperwork again. But she'll then look back to Krios and say, I had been instructed that we'd be receiving orders on the methods from the generals.
Of course, this is merely my suggestion. I have studied and been a part of military engagements, but I admit I am no general. I will defer to their plans, but if I can assist in any way, that is why I am here.
I see, sir. I suppose they probably would have benefited from your input then?
Well, the meeting was cut short rather swiftly.
I see. Well then, sir, if I may continue?
Please, be my guest.
Very well. Can you see my arrow pointer, Fungi?
Yes.
There are suspected minefields in this area. Driving vehicles through there, we do not believe will be terribly easy.
Do you know if these are purely anti-armor mines or anti-personnel mines as well?
We believe it to be a mix.
Of course, please carry on.
Also a great deal of makeshift devices. Now I'm going to add a red line that I thought I had left on the map earlier, but I didn't. And this is a barricade that has been created with demolished remains of vehicles and buildings, which would likely prevent large-scale vehicle incursion from that direction and severely hinder any troop movements.
So the other paths going up to the west of that, how problematic are they? Yes, I assume they are paths. I could very well be wrong.
This is a great big crater in the ground. Driving vehicles through it could be very difficult, especially since that was the one that was being shelled at range by some of the Medusas. However, since the attack led by Lynn, we haven't seen any further shelling happening in that area. They may be conserving their ammo, or she may have severely damaged them to the point where they no longer can.
Well, we must assume they can still fire.
All right. The paths that lead up are, according to Lynn, still rather damaged, but treaded vehicles will probably be able to rise fairly well. There is suspected snipers and landmines on those paths, though.
This is why air support would have been, it's out of character, would have been fucking lovely.
She will continue to state that, let's just switch to player view again. There is another Medusa in this area that Lynn feels confident she was able to disable, but it is not destroyed. They may be able to repair it given enough time and resources. There is another confirmed Hydra location, at least the last time Lynn was there, and a Medusa that was pointed towards the Lister Hive at this location. At this time, we do not know if there are any other enemy vehicles, but based on earlier reports, it's likely that there was probably other enemy armor.
Of course. Well, thank you very much for your time, Field Commander. What is your input on this?
Well, this is a hell of a lot better than we were doing 2 days ago.
And how would you direct this offensive?
Sir, all due respect, this is my first time commanding a number of people to this extent. I had only ever given orders to a squad before. However, all of my superiors have ended up dead, so I've been the one to temporarily replace them until headquarters can give someone with more experience here.
Well, there's a reason you are currently in charge. Whatever you think of your own abilities, I'd love to hear your plans, or at least your thoughts.
Sir, I would be honored to be able to storm that tower with you. I will pledge the best of my men to come along with me, and frankly, sir, I could do with a little more direct action. Sitting back here in this outpost, it's not for me. I do respect her. She lowers her voice. This is not the kind of pressure I can handle as a soldier. I want to be out there killing things.
Krios will smile and sort of gently slap his arm on her shoulder. I fully understand, Commander. I suspect you know all this. I recommend you drill your troops in hazardous environment training if you are capable, and get them ready for a fight.
Yes, sir. Shall I do that immediately, sir, or is there more you wish to tend to first?
Until the orders come in, we must ready ourselves. I have nothing further to add right now. Do as you see fit. I have confidence in your abilities.
Thank you, sir. And give me a quick fellowship roll.
I'd hope I put the brackets down. Fuck, they do.
Yeah, all right, Fungi. You've made yourself a friend. She wasn't that impressed with any of the other inquisitorial doohackies, but this tech priest here came up and basically she did. You've gone and done the total opposite of raining on her parade. I guess you could say you threw her a parade. That's what it feels like for her.
I am the face and the muscle and the tank.
Alrighty. Okay, let me just see how this conversation between Jess and Frosty are going. Joe, are you back? Joe's still lurking? Oh. Damn you, Joe's gut!
Hello.
Can you still play, or?
Yeah, as long as I don't eat any more of that.
Okay, well, at the moment, I'm going to say you're going to finish up with your group prayer session at the same time that Krios finishes up with his battle strategy session. So you two can just have a quick exchange just while I catch up on Frosty and Jess.
Okay. Oh, okay, you're going to be doing that in private.
Yeah, sorry, they've been sending messages in private. I'm reviewing their messages. So you two can actually verbally articulate to one another in character.
Okay. I step away from the console and over to Krios. Didn't take you as the inspirational speech type.
Haji?
Sorry, I was talking and completely fucking muted. There goes all my charm. Yes, well, as I would have thought obvious by now, I am more than I appear.
So it seems.
Krios would look like he's about to say something and change his mind and then say something else. Have you been to see Sergeant Walsh yet?
I have not. The moment I got out of the truck, I tried to figure out what was going on, and then the damned bell started ringing, so I had to rush here.
Yes, good idea. What's your appraisal of the whole situation?
Well, once I go help Lynn out, it basically falls down to how fast they can get the armor over here.
Well, it should be by sundown tomorrow.
Hopefully sooner, if we're willing.
Quite so. That is not nearly as fast as I would have liked.
Anyway, I should go tend to Lynn now.
Of course, she is currently unconscious, and I am unaware of how wise it would be to wake her, but I know she would be incredibly appreciative of your presence all the same.
Yeah, indeed. If you need me, send someone running. I don't have a microbeat anymore.
See if you can get yourself to the quartermaster here. I'm sure they'll be able to supply you one, if they do indeed have any.
I'm just still catching up.
Well, Krios does have more to say.
What? Sorry?
Krios does have a little more to say.
Oh, so Haley, before you can walk away on him.
We need to talk at some point, preferably before the mission, but I understand things are quite busy. If you have a moment, please seek me out.
I'll see if I can.
Appreciate it. That's it.
Fuck, I gotta go, guys. Sorry.
What's going on?
Will we be back?
Huh? I don't know. It's a family emergency. My mom called and told me she'd come over to my parents' place right now.
Okay, good luck, Bob.
Okay, sorry about this.
Hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Right.
Okay. No, Bob's all right. All right. Sorry, I'm still just catching up with Jess and Frosty. They seem to be having a little bit of epic conversation here. Just sorry about the delays. It would be funny if Tyrion could have a conversation with them.
Well, they could if they seek me out.
Yeah, that's really muffled and reverby. Sounds like someone's got a fan next to their microphone.
Yeah.
Sorry about the delays. Are you still recording, Joe?
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah, sorry for the big long silence. I'm just trying to catch up with Jess and Frosty have said quite a bit.
That makes me wonder why it would be fun for them to have a conversation with Tyrion, or don't I really want to know?
It's 40k. Everything is fun.
No. Pretty much nothing has been fun.
What are you talking about? We got Eternal War. We got trenches that have been there for hundreds of years. We got orcs. We got Eldar. We got Dark Eldar. We got Necrons.
We got chaos.
We haven't had the Necrons yet.
Oh, I don't think we've had them. I mean, if people have met the Eldar and Dark Eldar and not told me, I'd be upset.
Vern. Nah, I don't know if Vern actually has that history.
What
Well, I do
history?
know as GM, he has not met any Eldar or Dark Eldar yet.
Yet. Okay. Now I'm interested.
But, yeah, I guess it's... Jess, can you give me an approximation of how much more dialogue you're going to be doing with Frosty? Oh, okay, Joe. Thanks.